begin by welcoming you to this event and to thank you for coming. By way of our protocol list, I have Vice Chancellor, Lagos State University, Professor Olanrewaju Adigun Fagbohun, Principal Officers of Lagos State University, Vice Chancellor, National Open University of Nigeria, who is our guest speaker, members of Council of the National Open University of Nigeria, I could see Professor Samala Mande, Professor Pius Okagbare, the Registrar of the University, the Dean of Education, Lagos State University, Chairman and members of the LASU ACC International Scientific Advisory Board. I have here the Chairman, Professor Juma Shabani, and members, Professor Bill Kyle, all the way, from the US. Must be very early hours at his end. Professor Otons Atajalo from Ivory Coast, Professor Oche Nanzewi, Professor Sir Piti Bamanja from Sierra Leone, members of the LASU ACC leadership, staff of LASU ACC, graduating participants, family and friends, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to this event and to share with you the program which you can see on the screen. The first item, of course, is the procession. We're going to have a procession of the graduates. So we have our graduating participants in the room, which is for me to give a word of welcome and give you details of the short course which just ended. The course is ACS 802-902, which is setting up and managing e-learning platform for quality education. The course lasted for 3 weeks, intensive 3 weeks. Our participants had 24 hours in the day, 7 days in the week for the 3 weeks. And the goal is to prepare our graduates of our center, Masters and Ph.D holders, for the emerging world of blended learning. Ladies and gentlemen, the world we are in is a world where ODL, that's open and distance learning, will play a major role, whether it's a face-to-face institution or an institution that is strictly for ODL. Blended learning means we're bringing together face-to-face delivery with open and distance learning delivery. That is the world we're in now. Because we are training our graduates for this world, we thought we could prepare them by kitting them with knowledge and skills to be able to set up and manage e-learning platforms for quality education. We are 38 participants from Nigeria, from Burundi, from Ghana, and from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The idea, ladies and gentlemen, is to provide a model of training for African universities in building capacities of their staff in open and distance learning, indeed for blended learning. In 3 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, all those students who are graduating today were able to purchase the domain and host the domain. They were able to install the Moodle software and able to develop 15 weeks of content. So they were able to package 2 topics because there are 3 weeks. They were to teach 2 topics, deliver or facilitate 2 topics. So they had their lesson notes, their lesson video, a topic for discussion forum, quizzes, assignments, and they uploaded this and were able to deliver the first topic and the video of the lessons. You will marvel at the quality of videos that is wonderful, the best, I tell you, in Africa, these students were able to produce. They then invited students to register for their courses, and each of the participants delivered the lesson note for those who are in the LASU A60 program in the CTCA format. So they demonstrated this by presenting the results of the discussion forum and the tests, and then they uploaded the second topic package, a whole package of lesson note, of videos, of assignments, of all of those things, and delivered them. And then they conducted comprehensive examination, multiple choice and essay. And then they were able to change the default tip. You need to look at the virtual learning environments that these students, when I say students, many of them are lecturers in universities, many of them are teachers in higher education institutions and all of that. So they then, because towards the end of it, we say, oh, wow, we're going to have a platform where you need to deliver lessons via Zoom or any other of such synchronous platforms. So they were able to set up their Zoom classes, deliver their Zoom classes, and recorded those lessons, and these were part of the elements that we used. If you check, we were able to, the total score that the student could have is 350. And then for you to earn distinction in this course, you're going to score 80%. You're going to have 280. And then between 200 and between something lower up to about 200 will be credit. And then lower than that will be pass. We had a mixed set of interface where we have the virtual learning environment from the LASU A60 side, and we also used Zoom, as you can see from this slide. Having said that, it's now my pleasure to move quickly to the next item on our agenda. That's to ask our special guest of honor. Indeed, about 30 minutes before this event started, the Minister of Education and the Executive Secretary of NUC called, and I told them we're having this virtual graduation ceremony. They were very excited, and I told them that this is not the first for LASU. This is about the 15th. We've been running virtual graduation ceremonies for short courses like this for about 5 years. And they were quite excited, and they bring greetings to our Vice Chancellor and all the members of all those who are participating here. So it's now my pleasure to invite the Vice Chancellor, Lagos State University, Professor Olanrewaju Adigun Fagbohun, Ph.D., SAN, MPOM, to deliver.
Professor Peter Okebukola, the Director of our Center and Lead Facilitator of the online CTCA course. I fondly refer to you as the father of our great institution. Let me also recognize my brother Vice Chancellor and guest lecturer, Professor Abdalla Uba Adamu. I welcome you. Our international facilitators and partners, I welcome you to the Lagos State University, and I thank you for what you have been doing for our great institution. Our dear graduates, friends and family, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express my deep appreciation to distinguished Professor Okebukola for giving me the opportunity to make the brief remarks here this afternoon. My task is simple, is to welcome you all and say one or two things. History, I will say, is again being made here today at CTCA Lagos State University at this virtual graduation ceremony of students who attended the course on setting up and management of e-learning platforms. When this course was advertised by SHA, and it was noted to me that same would be free without charge, I marveled at the characteristic ingenuity of Distinguished Professor Okebukola and his very esteemed team of facilitators. He is one never to miss an opportunity to impart purposive and meaningful education. The new normal in education will largely be characterized by online education. Our graduates, here you are as pioneers at the forefront of this rapidly growing new and innovative form of education. Africa will be relying on you greatly to deliver. Today, you will join that elite team that will lessen the frustrations of students and deepen new models for online teaching and new types of virtual learning environment. The challenges and deadlines of the intensive course were all aimed at making you self-motivated and independent in a world where the journey does not always have a roadmap. Be confident, be creative. This is your opportunity to leave a trail of distinction and excellence. I heartily congratulate you all, and I thank you once again for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, our Vice Chancellor, for that very inspiring address to us, going down in history as one of your numerous achievements in LASU. We thank you very much, and we'll now move on to the next item on the graduation program, which is to invite Professor Abdalla Adamu, Vice Chancellor, National Open University of Nigeria. Professor Abdalla Adamu is a great scholar, a great university administrator. He's one of the very few, in fact, I don't think we have more than him in the Nigerian university system. There's a dual professor, professor of science education and professor of media studies. He's a giant in his field. It's my pleasure to invite him, Professor Abdalla Adamu, Vice Chancellor, National Open University of Nigeria. Who else are we going to invite to give us a lecture on this
Thank you very much, sir, for this honor you've invited me. And I would like to say hello to my fellow brother, the Vice Chancellor of LASU, and my registrar, who is immediately below me, at least on my screen. I would like to thank you very much, sir, Professor Peter Okebukola, whom I have personally, on my own, unilaterally, without any consulting anybody, have appointed as Professor Emeritus in the University of Lagos. The reason for doing that is because he has continuously proven himself as a professor of outstanding standing since he became a professor over 20 years ago. So this is it. The point I'm making with my fellow brother, VC LASU, is take note of the fact that when you are giving out emeritus, you give it to the deserving professors. And if there is anybody who deserves it more than Okebukola, I would like to see them. Thank you very much, sir. I already sent my paper, and I'm not going to read it. I'll talk to it.
Yes.
In just five slides, because I have about 10 minutes. First, I talk about blended learning, which is a transformation of education from elite to mass education. Elite education, as we all know, is education given to higher people from a higher environment, higher social environment. But blended learning has made it accessible to everyone in every village. And this is because of the commodification of technology. Technology is now a commodity, just like Maggi cube, just like oil that you use to cook your meal. So it has moved. And therefore, we are moving from an evolutionary stage of education to a revolutionary stage of education. An ecosystem will develop on its own, with or without you. Revolutionary means interventions, things that you do in order to take it to a higher level than it was. So we are moving schooling from education to learning. because education is just simply about regurgitating what you have been taught. But learning is about application of what you have learned. And some of the things that you have learned have never been taught. I mean, we're all into this virtual, that, but nobody ever taught us in school. But we are taught a lot of useless theories like quadratic equation, Pythagorean theorem, and all that, which have absolutely nothing to do with away from education to learning. Blended learning combines in-person as well as online teaching. And it makes greater sense in a situation where tutoring is the advantage of the students. There are about 4 models which are described fully in the paper, but the first is the rotation model, where a student switches between in-person tutoring and online learning device like laptop or iPad or something. Then there is a flexi model where students are working on a customize their own learning, just like going into a restaurant where you have a lot of menu and then you choose what you want. You like prawns, you like shrimps, and then bizarrely enough, you combine all those with amala or pounded yam. There's no way prawns and shrimp can go with the amala or pounded yam. It normally goes with steamed rice or something like that. Then there is a flexible model in which students also design their own educational experiences by selecting the courses to supplement their traditional in-school coursework. And then finally, there is a enriched virtual model. Students learn primarily online, but split their time between on and off-site environments. What are the benefits? Time. Free from conventional university calendar. That means you really don't care about whether they are on strike or not. You don't care about whether it's the first semester or second semester. You have a lot of time, so it is very, very flexible. Place allows flexibility to own and govern. Then there is a pace. You learn at your own pace, just like our new logo in NAN, which has been approved by the council. Learn at your own pace, at your own place. And then fourth is all-inclusive learning, learning to learn resources. Then what are the challenges, risks, particularly in African countries? Traveling now is a little bit dangerous. You either have armed robbers or kidnappers or beggars or all sorts of things. And then you have the roads themselves that are absolutely terrible. And moving from one place to another is just simply tense. So by the time you get to the university where you are going to do the blended learning, you're already tense. You are not able to really learn. So that's one challenge. Institutional instability. Every 3 months, ASU will go on strike. Every 3 months, they will go on strike. And your teachers will tell you they will not have they won't have anything to do with you because they are on strike. And that is a big challenge. Barriers to instructional technology. Some of our students know more about the technology than we do. So that is a big barrier. So you have this old Babalawo teacher who is 70 years about to retire. But unfortunately for them, one Babalawo teacher who is 70 years about to retire is excellent in technology. But a lot of his colleagues are not excellent in technology, and therefore they cannot handle the technology. And they don't also have experience in Generation Z handling. When you talk about all those old guys between 65, that is in my range, to 70, you find that they don't know anything about Tupac Shakur, or Snoop Dogg, or Jay-Z, or Kanye, or Lady Gaga. They only know Victor Wifo and Rex Lawson and Samuel Obomu, Sonny Ade, and all the others. But Generation Z is the technological generation, is the generation that is interfacing with technology all the time. And therefore, we need to come down from our high old horses, no matter how old we are, and get together with the Generation Z in order to understand them. We don't have to like rap music, but at least let's understand what rap music is. Even if it is horrible to some of us, but at least it means you can communicate with this generation. However, with increasing challenges of in-person learning, we are likely to see a situation where blended learning will fade away and give way to a transition between traditional teacher learning, and then there is blended learning, and then there is full online only learning. And this is exactly where we are now. We're talking about 12 institutions that have been approved by NUC for blended learning. And all of these 12 institutions were coming to National Open University of Nigeria to ask, how are we going to do blended learning? And I told them the risks involved. So the best thing to do is to move on to online. And the fact that LASU ITSE has been able to do this thing for 5 years clearly indicates that the best way to go is online learning. So I would like to thank you very much for providing me an opportunity to do this. And I would like to congratulate all the graduates for what they have done. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Chairman, sir, I would like to thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so very much, VC National Open University of Nigeria, for giving us such deep insights into blended learning. Now, the highlight of today's program is the presentation of certificates. As I mentioned earlier, we have 3 categories of award. We have the distinction, those who have scored 80% at least in all the elements that we have listed as skills that you have to have. And so for a distinction certificate, this is what they are going to earn today. Africa Center of Excellence for Innovative and Transformative STEM Education, a World Bank funded center, setting up and managing e-learning platform for quality education. This target, quality education, is at the heart of it, with distinction. Those that have earned this certificate today are as listed. I'll just gallop through very quickly. Adebanjo Adeshina, Adejimi Nuruddin, Ademola Ibukunolu, Adewusi Michael, Agbanimu Deborah, Bugoma Suwadu, Dairo Deborah, Furaha Gislen, Beleyi Olasukanmi, Arimenshi Dio, Atungimana Dides, Ige Adeleke, Ndashimiye Richard, he did very well, like others do. Uzoyi Zubiziki Jaffet, Ogundele Modinat, Oladejo Adekunle, Onowubeda Franklin, Peter Esther, Dagiji Mana Protei, Shabani Juma, Yandwe Ramadani. Those who earn credit, so you have it setting up a managing e-learning platform for quality education with credit. These are the participants who earn credit. Ikpa Chinyere, Kabanyegeye, Henri, Mohindo, Bizaka, Roger, and Ntungwanayo, Mazumbuko. These are their scores. They earn credit. In the pass category, you can see it's very nice with a green border. Pass the course setting up a managing e-learning platform for quality education. You have Adebayo Muhammad, Awa Fred, Binsin Aderonke, Ndiho Kuwayo Soter, Sabimana Rene, and Odekeye Tokumbo. We had a team of wonderful facilitators, and they're also going to earn a certificate, served as course facilitator for the course, setting up and managing e-learning platform for quality education. Who are these facilitators? Dr. Lusoji Adewumi of University of Lagos. You see, we went for the best in terms of teaching people, in terms of technical skills and knowledge and experience in using the platform that we will deploy. Dr. Adewale Adeshina of National Open University of Nigeria, Dr. Lukman Bello, National Open University of Nigeria, Shegun Buhari, National Open University of Nigeria, Halima Bamali, National Open University of Nigeria, and Miracle David, National Open University of Nigeria. I told them that the Council of the National Open University will meet on the 3rd of September, and the Vice Chancellor is here, that these people are not promoted, there's some trouble. That said, we're going to take remarks by 2 participants, one from Nigeria, that's Sukomi Gbeleyi, Ola Sukomi Gbeleyi, and the second, I will announce the name at the appropriate time. So, Sukomi Gbeleyi, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, sir. I will follow the protocol already established. For some, graduation feels like an end. For us, here it is a beginning. On this note, on behalf of all the students, we want to appreciate our quintessential Professor Peter Okebukola, OFR. We want to say a very big thank you to you, sir. the chairman of the course, Professor Juma Shabani. We appreciate you so much. We also want to appreciate the two best universities in Nigeria, in Africa, in the world. Their Vice Chancellor, Professor Olanrewaju Adigun, STN Prom of the Lagos State University, and the Vice Chancellor of the Open University, Professor Abdalla Adamu. And to our wonderful facilitators, you have done very well. We say thank you very much. God bless you more. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. Over to you, Richard.
So let me take this time to thank you, distinguished Professor Peter Okebukola, for your general facilitation of this course. And I would like to thank all the participants for having assisted us to make this course progress to establish our state. And then I would like to thank also the Professor Juma Shabani, who facilitate this session free for the University of Burundi. So it's my pleasure to give also thanks to God, because we are here because the God guide us, and then we have to thank him. So I would like to thank you, all of you. So it's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Richard. We're going to take Fred Awa from Ghana. Fred, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of all of the participants, we want to thank you for the generational thinking ahead of time, and that ensuring that we are trained not only as academics that would serve Africa, but beyond Africa with internet technology and online modeling, especially within COVID-19 and beyond. We want to also thank Lagos State University for creating the platform within which we have studied this. And of course, also to our grandpa, Professor Juma Shabani, we want to say a very big thank you for being in all of the lectures and then also motivating us along the line. And for Professor Peter Okebukola to finalize it, I want to say personally that you are an engine for this generation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to our participants who have given their remarks. Now we're going to move on to the last item on our program, which is closure of the ceremony. On behalf of the leadership of LASU ACTC, it's my pleasure to declare this ceremony closed. We thank you for coming. I'd like to thank most especially the members of the International Scientific Board of our center. Professor Bill Kyle, you never cease to amaze me, amaze us by your commitment. We very much appreciate you. Professor Oche Nanzewi, Professor Sir Piti Bamanja in Sierra Leone, and Professor Tons Diallo from Ivory Coast. We thank you all. We cannot cease thanking our Vice Chancellors. Professor Olanrewaju Adigun Fagbohun, Ph.D., SAN, MPOM, we dedicate this thing to you. It goes in history as one of your numerous achievements in Lagos State University. We invite you to visit us at the website shown there. So, having the recession now. So that's the end of the ceremony, and we wish you a very nice day.